Hey guys, Armando here, applying decals, basically the last step. I've applied a few. The registry and name of the ship, as well as some of the accent lines that go between the relief squares on the hull. And now I'm continuing the process. I just cut this one out, and I believe, according to the instructions, it's supposed to line up here. That looks about right. So I'll go ahead and get it wet and then show you how I apply it. Okay, so the basics of decal application, most people are aware. I'm just showing them to be thorough. You dip it in water and you wait about 10 seconds. If you wait too long, the thing becomes so soft that it falls apart from the backing paper, and then it's going to be very hard to manipulate it. These things are extremely soft, and that's the main issue with these. Okay, so it's been about 10 seconds. You bring it out and you lay it on a paper towel and you wait about 30 to 60 seconds according to the instructions on the decal. While you're doing that, you can go ahead and wet the area that you're going to apply it to. Nothing too extreme, just a little water. It will help slide it around. And again, I'm by no means an expert here. If someone has a better method, I encourage them to post a comment. So the way this thing is supposed to lay in is like this. Now, I don't have a tripod, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it. Actually, I do have a tripod, I just gotta go get it. Alright, I'll show you when it's applied. Talk. Okay, I got my assistant here to hold the camera. So this is how I apply it. You take the backing and you slide it off slowly. And some of these straight ones, you're going to get a little bit of warpage. You're just going to have to work with that after you lay it on top of where you want it. It's better to just do it relatively quickly and then move it along to where you want to lay it. And then using the spatula, you basically position it. This is a long, tedious, laborious process. While it's wet, you can move it around to some degree. Sometimes you have to pick it up with a spatula. Don't be afraid to move it around. While she's wet, she will move, but this is not something you should dilly-dally with. You don't not let it sit there until it dries, because then you won't be able to position it. Okay, this is a difficult decal. The first one I finally got in position, but it took me forever. I think the best way to apply this one is to pull the cardboard in that direction, and that's what I'm going to try now. We will see if my theory is correct. Well, it certainly has kept the little rectangle, the right angle lines much better aligned and without scrunching up against each other. So that's important to note. So guys, remember, it's probably easier. See, you're going to get a lot of this folding here. You got to be very careful, because if they twist, then they're a bear to get back into alignment. once you get it somewhat into position, the fact that it's kind of moist will help you slide it onto where it's supposed to go. These are extremely difficult to manage. The overall impression is that of a straight edge. To some degree, this funky part still looks funky. And he's just got a lot of water in it, bubbles. What makes it so movable. Anyway, looking good.
I thought you were recording because you talked.
Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, applying another decal just to show you the technique. It's already been wetted for 10 seconds and then allowed to dry on a paper towel for 20 or 30 seconds. So you line it up where it's supposed to go and hold it in place using the cardboard as a guide. Once you get it onto the model, you can move it around a little bit and try and line it up before laying it down. If you get misalignment, you can wet it so it slides around some more, and even pick it up. Once you get it right where you want it, or as close as you can, keep in mind this perfection here, we're not the Borg, so you can come close to perfection, but it looks about as lined up with the other one on this side as I'm going to get it. Okay, now you just dab it dry. I use a little rag. Press down on it. Hopefully it doesn't move it. And voila. This was a relatively easy one to put on, but some of the other ones are really difficult. The technique's the same, however. Okay, some more decal application. Thought I'd show you guys. I'm dipping it in water and for about 10 seconds. And this decal goes right here, around this area. I'm presently applying decals to the bottom of the model. I've finished the top and I'm working on the bottom. Okay, here's the decal. It's a I guess like a long elongated C. It goes around this here. Now again, after you dip it for about 10 seconds, you let it stay wet. Maybe you dab it on a paper towel to get the excess water, and you can move it off of the cardboard either with the spatula or with your finger if you like. The spatula gives you more precision work. Now I'm using this hemostat, which I was able to get through my work, but you can use anything that'll hold it together. On the last portion of the video I used my hand, but this is a lot more convenient. You basically slide it off again, and a lot of times what you'll find is if you don't like the placement, say it's this way and you're coming off, you can actually pick it up again with a card and move it. The card serves as a manipulator of the decal, because although it will move around on the model, that's not a guarantee. Sometimes it tends to stick more, and if it does, then you have to wet it and move it around some more. So it's supposed to sit there. Now I'm going to move it around to my satisfaction. As you can see, this spatula does help. If you're gentle with it, you won't tear it. These are pretty good decals. I haven't had a lot of tearing, only in a couple of spots. So you make sure that all the bubbles are out. The decal's a little oversized, so you can press it to the side. Some people trim them. I've trimmed some of them if they're too big prior to applying them. In this case, she'll stick alright and she'll disappear once the decal is stuck to the model. Later on you can apply the decal bonder. I haven't shown you doing that, but all you do is you spray after you're satisfied with the way it looks, and it'll soften up the decal enough that it sinks onto the model and really sticks to it. But once you do that, there's no going back. It's going to sit that way, and that's it. Just have to be patient. Keep working on getting those defects out of the way. Work on the edges. Try and get them to stick. A little water. Dab and dry. And there we go. Most of the roughness on the surface has disappeared. This, I believe, is a defect on the plastic surface, so not much we can do about that. And there we go. That's pretty good. Once you apply the bonder, I'm just using testers. Decal bonder. Pretty good, nice and sticky. It'll soften it up and sink it down. Okay.